Hi, I'm Dr. Shikha Sharma, and today I'm going to be talking about foods which are harmful for menopausal women. Now, most of the time, we only look at foods which a menopausal woman should have, or we look at supplements which a menopausal woman should have, but we never talk about foods which are actually harmful for a menopausal woman and which could be damaging all the good work she's doing otherwise to be fit, be healthy, and generally be the best version of herself during menopause. So let's talk about those foods which a menopausal woman should avoid if she wants to have a healthy and fit postmenopausal time or menopausal time. So the first food I would say are all those foods which come in the category of potentially potentially having artificial hormones. Now, let's pick up one food at a time and understand that which foods have the potential to have hormones. So, food number one, which has a very high potential of having hormones, is dairy products. Dairy products have a potential for having hormones, and the reason is that no cow, no buffalo endlessly gives milk. And that is why dairy farmers inject a hormone called oxytocin to ensure that the buffalo or the cow is continuously lactating because it's unnatural to continuously lactate. So the dairy farmers use these chemical hormones, I would say, artificial hormones. They inject it or they put it in the stock feed so that that buffalo or cow eats that and continuously keeps giving milk. And that is the problem. And this oxytocin in micro doses, of course, the entire thing would not land up in a woman because, she's having it as boiled milk or she's having as pasteurized milk or whatever. But some elements are ending up in her body. And because she's a female herself, the body starts getting imbalanced because of this intake of artificial hormones in her system. And this artificial hormones in the system is what is disrupting or short circuiting her path to health, her path to wellness. So make sure that you do not consume any dairy product which is not organic. In fact, I would say if the symptoms are pretty bad for you, then go off dairy for a while and see if the symptoms are improving. But in any case, irrespective of whether you go off dairy or you don't go off dairy, at least pick up organic dairy products, which is milk, yogurt, curd, cheese, processed cheese, cottage cheese, anything that's connected with dairy. So, which means that you might have to think about having products which are dairy free for a while if your symptoms are really bad. I mean, your menopausal symptoms are really bad. So, that's number one. Closely related with this is uh, all animal based proteins: egg, chicken, fish, seafood, bacon, salmon, anything which comes from an animal or a fish or a bird or whatever. Because again, all these products, like for example, uh, a lot of uh, poultry farmers, what do? They have a egg which has just hatched and now it's going to become a chick, and become a hen. And it'll take a certain period of time. Now, the poultry farmer does not want to wait. So, what do? Inject steroids, inject growth hormones. And now, whoop, this small chick balloons so quickly into a bigger, uh, foal, hen, whatever. And this is not natural. This is just because inject, put in the feed, and they start ballooning very fast. Now, this is also entering a woman's body. And because it's entering a woman's body, she is going to see a massive effect on her menopause. All the side effects of menopause are not just because of you, it's also because of all these things entering your bloodstream and disrupting your natural hormonal systems. So, do yourself a favor, get rid of all these non organic animal products and switch to organic, or at least cut down the consumption of these animal products for a while. Have it once in a blue moon, once in a while if you can't get organic, because it will affect your hormonal changes, hormonal shift. So, that's also, this is number two, which is very important. Now, third thing, which is also very important, which typical mistake which women do is artificial sweetener. So most women would not take sugar. I mean, if they're conscious about their weight. Of course, I'm already expecting that to lose weight, you're getting off sugar, because that is number one. I mean, you cannot eat white sugar if you want to lose weight. Of course, that I'll talk about in another episode, that what are the alternative natural sweets or natural sweet things which you can have, because you can't get off sweet completely. The sweet taste is important for the body, but what are those natural things you can have and not have chemical sugar substitutes? So okay, step one, you have got off white sugar. Now step two is what? Step two is that you are going to not have chemical sugar substitutes, because this chemical sugar substitute, whichever you're taking, aspartame, sucralose, or any other, this is going to go into your liver. The liver will recognize this as an alien, attack it, the immune system will attack it, cause inflammation, and you will start holding body water, and also small damage your liver. Now, early damage in the liver shows up as fatty liver. If your liver is becoming fatty, which means there is already some damage happening, and you are only seeing the side effects of that damage by all these hormonal effects, because menopause is not something which should uh, give huge side effects, but we are seeing clinically that huge side effects are happening because of this extraneous factors, these things coming in your food. And because these things are coming in your food, you are unable to manage your menopause, and you're seeing the side effects of your skin, your hair, your weight, water retention, bloating, mood swings, sleep disruption. I mean, some bit of it happens naturally, but not to the extent what we are seeing in our patients, in the women who are coming to us. So these chemicals have to get out of your system. Stop taking them. Stop taking sugar alternatives. The next thing, which is also very, and of course, sugar alternatives also mean diet fizzy drinks. No, no. Diet chocolates. No, no. And you get a lot of these products in the market which have uh, which are sweetened with artificial chemical sweeteners. So get off them, especially if you're menopausing, because it's a very sensitive time for your body. And during menopause, it's very important. You are entering the next phase of your life, and it is the phase where you have to build your health so that you can enter the next phase of your life in a healthy way. It's like when we talk about children, that they have to eat right to grow up as healthy adults. So menopause is a stage, is a second stage of your life, when you have to eat healthy, eat right, and do all that right stuff. Eat clean, basically eat clean, so that your next stage of your life is better than before. It's healthier, stronger, fitter than before. So out go the artificial sugars and artificial chemical based sugars. The next thing which is also very important for you is to ensure that your food is 90% natural and only 10% it has chemicals. Now it sounds crazy. Why would, I mean, you would say, why would I even have that 10% chemicals? But you'll be shocked to know how chemicals are entering your system. And today, your food is 50% chemicals and 50% natural. And in some cases, I see the food is 70% chemicals and 30% natural. Because everything you eat has toxic chemicals in it. And this show up very badly during menopause. Now, let me give you a typical example. Of course, you must have guessed by now, one large part of this chemical, uh, deluge which is happening in your body is because of the packaged food. You turn the packaged food wrapper and read, and next episode I'll try to read some of those names for you. They are chemicals. They're entering your system, acting as natural things, and by behaving acting the way that they're actually short circuiting a natural hormone or natural bio element, and just going and getting stuck in various processes, just getting like we call them different cycles. So in the body there are different cycles which are happening. So these chemicals, there's a cycle going, they'll just get stuck in one part of the cycle and just block the cycle. Now this cycle is frozen, this cycle is just not functioning, it's got locked. So they go and just block and lock different cycles. So now let's talk about typical cycle, metabolic cycle, hair growth cycle, skin growth cycle, recovery cycle, insulin cycle, repair cycle. So all these are different cyclical processes. Metabolism also is a cycle. When I say cycle, it basically means a process starts and goes to the next, then goes to the next, then goes to the next. At each level, some hormone, some vitamin, some mineral, some amino acid is working. Now this chemical is coming and going and just getting stuck or lodging itself in between some cycle, and bam, there goes the cycle. And that cycle is not functional now. It's like throwing a spanner in the wheel. So when you throw a spanner in the wheel, the wheel stops working. So the metabolic wheel or some other recovery wheel or cellular wheel just stops working. And then fat cells come around it to basically cover that area. And that's how the visceral fat is all forming all across, and then the inflammation is starting. So that is number two. Don't have those packaged food products. Then you'll be surprised to know. Let's look at refined oil. Do you even know how oil is refined? How much hexane is put? How many other chemicals are put to refined oils? This oil, when you're having and you're thinking, I'm cooking at home, but you're using a refined oil, which has used chemicals for refining process, and these chemicals are going right inside your body. So this is unwanted chemical food entering your system. Again, damage to your body, your delicate, highly intelligent processes. And in the end, these are causing cellular damage. And the more cellular damage is happening, the more your body is reacting. It's almost like your body's angry now. And it's just showing up as pimples, showing up as sleep disruption, weight gain, bloating, swelling, mood swings, all of that gone on hyper, like a hyperdrive. All because your body was in a vulnerable state because it was transitioning from one state to another, and then you put so many chemicals inside that whatever the body was trying to reset was also disrupted, and your body is now going into imbalance. That's what's happening. So like I said, processed food, chemically refined oils, fruits and vegetables which are not organic. So Everybody's talking about organic food. Why? Not just because it's fashionable, because it's urgent. It is the need of the hour. If you're not having organic fruits and vegetables, you are adding all those chemicals and pesticides in your food. All those are coming inside and adding to your body's chemical load. And if you're in that menopausal phase, the body goes for a toss. And that is why a woman's body is very sensitive, because all the cycles, there are multiple cycles happening all the time. So now this is also disrupting your hormones, which means now you might ask, oh, I don't trust organic. But there are some genuine organic products. I'm sure a little bit of research will help you find out the ones which are locally available and organic. But, and of course, the regulator always uh, have, as a regulator's mandate, all organic products have a license and a, a thing, a mark of organic, which they follow. So it's not that everything is dishonest. There are some fairly good organic products out there in the market, which you have to find and choose and get. And of course, see the logo, the mark, the organic mark, and the license. So that's where one has to make the shift. So, like I said, that just eating health foods for menopause or supplements or whatever you plan to take and not removing all these toxins from your body is not going to really give you results. Because if there is so much of toxin in your body, the health food will not work. If there's so much blockages inside your body because of these chemicals, the health food will not work. So, like I said, these are some of the things. And of course, uh, make sure you take less salt, because already your body is bloating. You cannot afford to make it bloat more, because your skin will get damaged. It'll sag and it'll spoil your face, and the same way around your belly area, the weight will go up, and that'll spoil. So in the next video, we're going to talk a little bit more about what happens during menopause, what are the typical mistakes women make during menopause, and what are the things you can change, which are those top mistakes which women do, which is more harmful for menopause and prevents or disrupts their path to health, their path to wellness. So keep watching and subscribe to the channel. We are here to help you become healthier and fitter.